I think this is the original question. I can't quite tell. It's a little cut off. But it looks like the student is doing things right. You're trying to find out how many times 21 hundredths fits into 52 and 7 tenths. So before I show you the trick, if you were to divide 100 by 10, you'd get 10 for an answer, right? Well, what if I multiply this by 10 and this by 10? I'd be doing 1,000 divided by 100. The result there is still 10, right? So if you multiply the first number and the second number by 10, you multiply them by 1,000, you multiply them by 100,000, you're still going to get the same result. So that's what the student is doing here when they're moving the decimal place twice. It's like we're multiplying this number by 100, but we have to keep it balanced by multiplying this number by 100. So we're rewriting the problem. This is what I would do. Instead of like keeping the decimals because it gets messy, I'd rewrite it like this. 5, 2, and then I've got 7, and I need a placeholder here. I need to put a 0 here. This is the same problem as this problem up here. I'll have the same result, I should say. Okay, and then with long division, we want to find out how many times 21 fits into 5, and it doesn't. How many times does 21 fit into 52? That can happen. Let's take a guess. I'm going to pretend to be ignorant here. I'm going to guess that it's 3. 3 times, and I don't mean that in a negative way. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. I went too high with my guess. 21 doesn't fit into 52 3 times because I was over 52. So let's revise that guess. Let's drop it back down 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So that fits into 52 without going over. So 21 fits into 52 2 times without going over. And so I've got to subtract the result. I've got to subtract 42. And that's 1, 0, carry down the 7. And then we restart the whole process. We want to find out how many times 21 fits into 107. So I'm going to guess 5. That's how old I am. 5 times 1 is 5. And 5 times 2 is 10. So that's perfect. Almost perfect. 21 fits into 107 5 times without going over. So we put the 105 here. We subtract them. And we carry down the 0. And then we repeat the process again. 21 fits into 20 0 times. It doesn't fit in without going over. So 21 times 0 is 0. We subtract those. It makes 20. And now it says round to the nearest hundredth. So look, you can get yourself infinite decimal places by putting a decimal and then a 0. And you can keep adding on zeros because that doesn't change your number. So I'm going to carry down that 0. So how many times does 21 fit into 200? I have no idea. 21 times 7? No, I'm going to guess 9. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. There we go. I guess that's the best we can do. 21 times 9 makes 189. So it fits in 9 times. But look, I got to put the decimal place up here because I added a decimal place down here. Keep it the same. So 21 times 9 makes 189. We can subtract those two. That makes 11. And then it said nearest hundredth. This is the tenths place. So we got to add another 0. Carry it down. And then repeat the process. How many times does 21 fit into 110? I think we actually got really close to this. 21 times 5 made 105, right? So I know 21 times 6 isn't going to work. That's going to be too much. 21 times 5. 21 times 5 makes 105. So subtracting those, it gets you a 5. And look, you really should do another one because maybe this result is going to cause us to round up. If I carry down that 0, 21 fits into 50 2 times without going over. So we get a 42 here. If you subtract those, you get 8. So when they say round to the nearest hundredth, I went to the thousandths place, and that causes me to round down. So this is our answer right here.